In this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at equations in point-slope form. Now, the formula of point-slope form is important to know, and it's represented as y minus y1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x1. Now, in this formula, the m is going to be your slope, and that's going to be attached to your parentheses. So eventually, it's going to be distributed to the x and to your x1. Okay, and that's what makes it a slope. All right. And then the other thing which is worth noting is your x1 and your y1. So in this case, your x1 and your y1 is an ordered pair on that particular line. Now it's important to see that there's a negative sign before the x and a negative sign before the y. So whatever the value is, you want to take the opposite of that value, and that's going to be your ordered pair. So let's get into the types of problem that you guys are going to be experiencing. So the first set of questions are going to ask you to identify the point and the slope of the following equations. Now they're both in point-slope form, so it's important to know the formula and know how to pull out the slope and pull out your ordered pairs. So in this case, the slope is going to be the value that's attached to the parentheses. So I'm going to write my slope is equal to 2. We also need an ordered pair because we're dealing with point-slope formula. And I'm just going to write x comma y because that represents an ordered pair. And I'm going to analyze this equation. My x is positive 9 and my y is negative 3. But remember, the equation tells us to take the opposite. So we really have a negative 9 and a positive 3. All right, so when we identify the point and the slope, that will be your answer. Let's look at the second question. Again, your slope is going to be attached to the parentheses, which is negative 3/4. And for the ordered pair, you want to take the opposite of what you see. So I see a negative 1 for x and a positive 4 for y. That's really a positive 1 for x and a negative 4 for y. Now, with these two pieces of information, you will be able to eventually graph your equations. So another scenario is you're going to be presented with the slope and either one ordered pair or both ordered pairs, and you're going to have to write an equation that's in point-slope formula. So the first two examples, your slope is negative 1/2, and your ordered pair is 3, 4. So let's start off by writing your equation and plugging in what we know. So instead of writing an m, actually let's start with the y. This says y minus y1. So y1 in this case is going to be 4. So y minus 4. Your slope is negative 1/2. And x minus your x1, which is 3. So this is your equation. Now, when you get down to negatives, you have to be careful because a double negative will yield a positive. Okay, so I'm going to write my formula again. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. All right, so my y here, this is y minus my y1. So if I subtract a negative 9, it's really adding 9. My slope is negative 2. And same scenario, x1 is a positive 4, but remember we're subtracting the x1. All right, and that's your equation.